24 Frames by Jason Isbell is going to be played in standard tuning and comes out of the key of G. In this tutorial, I will cover the acoustic guitar part and then also the lead guitar part. The bass part I may cover in a separate lesson. I really just kind of threw the bass in there as an afterthought in the intro to this video because I realized so much of what I think about whenever I think of this song is how the bass drives it. That having been said, I don't really know the bass part well enough. I haven't digested it well enough, I don't think, to teach it appropriately. So that could be something that's forthcoming, but guitar parts. The acoustic guitar is going to start in a G major formation. You've got your second finger on the 6th string 3rd fret. You've got your ring finger on the 2nd string 3rd fret and your pinky finger on the 1st string 3rd fret. If you want to put your first finger down on the 5th string 2nd fret, you can to make it a full-blown G chord. I think that sometimes Jason Isbell has a tendency to just leave his first finger up and mute out the 5th string, mute out the 5th string. But if you want to put your first finger down in a G formation, you can. And that's the first chord of the song. The strumming pattern for this is a really basic strumming pattern. Kind of a down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. The second chord will be a C chord. Just move your second and first fingers down one set of strings respectively, leaving your ring and pinky where they were, planted on the 3rd frets of strings 1 and 2. So now I've got my second finger on string 5, 3rd fret, and my first finger on string 4, 2nd fret, strumming from the 5th string down. Sometimes you can hear Jason Isbell in this chord lift up his first finger, exposing the open 4th string, and then hammer down onto the 4th string 2nd fret. The third chord of the song is going to be an E minor, where you'll just move your first finger to the 5th string 2nd fret, open up the 6th string, and then strum everything else the way it was with ring and pinky fingers still on the 3rd frets of strings 1 and 2. Sometimes in this E minor chord, you can hear Jason Isbell put his second finger down behind his pinky on the 1st string 2nd fret so that he can lift his pinky and get that sound right there. And then sometimes he'll put his pinky back down on the 1st string 3rd fret. Sometimes he'll open up the 1st string altogether. So there is some embellishing that can take place, or embellishments that can take place in that E minor chord. And then last chord of the first round is going to be a D major chord. Move your first finger to the 3rd string 2nd fret. Ring finger is going to remain still on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and your second finger will go down on the 1st string 2nd fret. In this D chord, sometimes you can hear Isbell lift up the 2nd finger to get the open 1st string. Sometimes you can hear him plant down the pinky finger on the 1st string 3rd fret to get a D suspended chord, and then resolve it back into 2nd finger going down on the 1st string 2nd fret for the full D chord. That sort of feel, and then back into the G, to the C, to the E minor, to the D. Sometimes in the D chord, he'll lift up his first finger and expose the open 3rd string, and then hammer back down with his first finger to the 3rd string 2nd fret. When we go to the chorus, it's going to be a C to an E minor. Same C as before, with your pinky and ring fingers down on the 3rd frets of strings 1 and 2, and your first finger going to the 5th string 3rd fret, and first finger going to the 4th string 2nd fret, to the E minor, same E minor as before. But now, actually, let me back up. So before you go to the E minor, out of the C, it actually jumps up a little bit to a D. So out of the C, you'll move your first finger up to the 3rd string 2nd fret, but leave your ring and pinky planted where they are in those, basically that G position. But you'll hit that very quickly before going to the E minor chord. So like a C, then E minor, and then on the up strum, you'll go back to that D position before falling back into the C. So you're alternating between the C position to the E minor position with a quick hint of a D position in the middle like this, very slowly. So it repeats that 3 times and then ends on the D chord before it goes into the lead part. Now, while the lead part is going, the chords are going to be similar, but it's slightly different than the chorus progression. It'll be C to the D and E minor, C, D, then G, and then up to the D, and then C, down to the G, up to the D, and then it goes back into the verse progression. So those are the acoustic progressions. Things to keep in mind. The most difficult thing, I think, is just getting that D in between the C and E minor during the chorus. Again, I'll play it very, very slowly. So that's the acoustic part. On to the electric part now. Okay, for the electric part, I'm just going to show you on this acoustic, which I really need that electric for the cutaway, because the way you play it, it is not conducive to being played on an acoustic guitar. But you're going to start with your slide on the 1st string 3rd fret, not 3rd fret, 1st string 10th fret. And you're going to slide it up to the 12th fret. Now, what I see a lot of people do is they then try to slide up and grab the next note, which is this high G, with the slide. But that note is not slid to. It is hit with the pinky finger. So you'll slide to the 1st string 12th fret, and then with your pinky finger, you're going to actually fret the note. The 1st string, 12, 13, 14, 15th fret. And then you'll unfret it and go back with your slide to the 12th fret of the 1st string, and you'll slide down to the 10th fret of the 1st string. That's what Sadler Vaden is doing. So 10 to 12 on the 1st string, fret with your pinky finger the 15th fret, then 12 back down to 10 on the 1st string, and then come with your slide to the 2nd string 12th fret. And then that will repeat. And then after you repeat it, you'll slide down to the 2nd string 10th fret. And then, so after you slide down to the 2nd string 12th fret, 2nd string 10th fret, you'll actually then jump back up towards the 12th fret on the 2nd string. You'll pluck it and slide down really fast, but you'll immediately hit the 3rd string and slide up into the 3rd string 12th fret position. So that is coming together like, okay, so that's the 2nd round. The 1st round again, that's the 1st round. 2nd round. And then the last round. So everything is the same so far from the 1st and 2nd rounds, but then you're going to go. So that will be, you're going to slide up to the, the 13th fret of the 2nd string. And then back down to the 12th fret of the 2nd string. And then down to the 10th fret of the 2nd string. And then back up to the 12th fret. And you're going to slide it up to the 13th fret, and then just slide it up to the 13th fret again, so you get that kind of fill. And then it slides off of that back down to the 12th fret. So put together, first time through, second time, third time. And I didn't have the best tone on that, but you get the idea. And again, it's not conducive to a full dreadnought because it's very hard to fret with your pinky. That first string, what is that, 15th fret again? But that's the way that Sadler Vaden is playing it. He's not sliding to that G note, he's grabbing it with his pinky finger. Which that's the way that you could just play it straight lead if you don't want to deal with a slide. So same frets, you're just doing it with your fingers instead of a slide. So those are the guitar parts and the lead parts to 24 Frames by Jason Isbell. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.